Well, the calendar has just turned over another year, and you know what that means. Resolutions. Maybe one of yours is to cook more or become a better cook. Welcome, you're in the right place. And you know what's great about that resolution? It's good anytime. So whether you've resolved to cook more in 2024 or you're watching this at a totally different date, here are 5 reasons to get into the kitchen and cook. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And well, today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should be doing exactly that in 2024 and beyond. So let's get right into it. The first reason is, well, money. And specifically saving money. Now, if you've ever eaten at a restaurant, and I think most of you have, you know that eating out is expensive. By the time you tally the meal, the drinks, the tip, heck, maybe even parking, well, the price can be astronomical. And it's not just traditional sit-down restaurants. It seems prices at restaurants are going up everywhere. Whether it's a fast casual chain or even just a fast food chain, prices just seem to keep going up and up. Well, by cooking at home, of course, you can save a ton of money. Now, yes, I know that grocery costs are going up too. Heck, do you remember the price of eggs last year? But even still, you can save an enormous amount of money by just buying your own ingredients and cooking them at home. And here's another great thing about that. You have so many options when you buy your own ingredients. For example, you can buy the generic brand oats at a store and save a lot of money. On a restaurant menu, you don't have that choice. And when you factor in multiple people like family and friends, the prices only go up if you're talking about eating at a restaurant, and they only save when you're talking about eating at home. So for a family of 4, for example, they might spend nearly $100 at a restaurant, but you can make a meal for a fraction of the cost at home, and that goes a long way. Now, of course, I eat at restaurants. I'm sure you do. I'm not saying we should never eat at restaurants, but even cooking 1 or 2 more meals at home per week can save you a lot of money. The second reason you should be cooking more at home is that, well, you can cook to your own taste. Of course, everybody has different taste, and when you cook your own food, you can literally cook what you like. I mean, do you want an extra sear on that chicken or extra dressing on that salad? Well, go for it. You can do any of that because you can tailor it to the way you like it. Maybe you like things spicy the way I do. Well, you can add extra spice to any dish. And the wonderful thing is you don't have to make any special request at a restaurant or wait for a waiter to bring you more of a condiment. You can just go into your kitchen and get it or add it to your recipe. A third reason that you should be cooking your own food is, well, you get to know the exact ingredients that go into them. That, of course, is impossible at a restaurant or when eating out. You just don't know what's in there. But of course, when you're cooking your own food, you're buying the ingredients, you know exactly what is going into them. And you also know what you may not want to put into them. If you've ever gotten food poisoning at a restaurant, you know how bad this situation can be. But at home, if something smells off or something looks off, or better yet, when you're buying it at the store and something doesn't look right, you don't have to buy it. So you have total control of the ingredients that you are cooking because you are the one putting them into that meal. And this is especially important if you have dietary restrictions or maybe you're trying to keep to a certain plan. For example, I myself have a gluten intolerance, so I buy gluten-free foods. I know what's going into my food, and perhaps more importantly, I know what's not going into it. A fourth reason that I want you to be cooking more at home is because it saves time. Yes, it really does. I know a lot of folks use time as an excuse for eating out. They say, well, going to a restaurant or going to a drive-thru is just faster than cooking at home. Well, not really. In truth, it's actually the opposite. For example, I can whip up a breakfast far faster than it would take for me to get in the car, go to a drive-thru, come back and eat it. And once you become a better cook and you practice this, it just comes naturally. You become faster, you become more adept. In fact, I made an entire video on how important timing is to becoming a better cook, and I'll put a link to that video in the description below. And then there's the time savings that can be had by prepping meals in advance. You don't have to cook just one meal. You can cook a big batch of meals and have them ready. So for example, the baked oatmeal breakfast that we made a few weeks ago, well, you can make that in batches and you can have breakfast for days. That is a huge time saver. And don't discount automation in the kitchen. So for example, I am a huge fan of appliances like the Instant Pot, rice cookers, heck, even a toaster oven. You can just put your food in, press a button, and go on your way. The appliance will do the cooking for you with some minimal prep, so you don't have to stand there over a stove like that old trope, slaving over a stove all day. That just doesn't have to be true. From egg cookers to air fryers, I love the idea of just putting food in a device, pressing a button, and letting it do all the work, while I go about my other business and come back to a meal. Sit, sit. Good boy, Bronx, good boy. And the final and fifth reason that I think you should be cooking more in 2024 and beyond is, well, for the pure experience of it. Cooking is far more than just, making a meal. I think it really involves fellowship. It involves, sharing a meal, sharing good times with family and friends, and that's what cooking allows. If you've ever been to a party, there's a reason that it seems everybody ends up in the kitchen, whether they're cooking or not. It's just a communal place. And for me, one of the biggest ways that I think you can show love to another person is to cook for them. You just can't really have that experience by going out to a restaurant. When you're cooking, you really do have that secret ingredient of love, and I think that's so wonderful. Now, of course, there's a zillion other reasons and rationale for why you should be cooking at home. Those are my 5. I'd love to hear yours. Why do you cook at home? Why do you want to cook at home? Put that in the comments below. Okay, trivia time. Last week we had a good one. I asked you to identify this crazy cast iron pan with these dimples, and several of you chimed in and several of you gave great answers. So as I said, I wasn't quite sure what this thing was when I bought it, but here's what I'm pretty sure it is. I believe it is called and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation, a takoyaki pan. That makes these Japanese fried balls. I think they usually have octopus in them or something, but that's what I believe this pan is. But I'm still giving credit to those of you who thought this was, and again, I know I'm going to mispronounce this, an appelskiver pan. I think that's like a Dutch or Danish pancake or something like that, these balls. Anyways, those types of pans used to make those look very similar to this. I think that the dimples are a little bit larger in those, but I'm giving credit whether you said either of those, a takoyaki or an abel pan. Okay, for this week's kitchen tool trivia, this is going to be much easier to pronounce. Who knows what this thing is, what this device is? It looks kind of like a spatula. This has a very special purpose, kind of a luxurious purpose. If you know what this is or have a guess, put it in the comments below, and I will of course let you know the correct answer in the next video. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'm wishing you all the best in 2024 and beyond. Happy cooking.